It's a tough gig starting up an airline in the best of times. The airline business is murderously expensive, highly competitive, and sensitive to economic downturns. But running an airline has an allure that running a factory making paper napkins doesn't. That's one reason why airline entrepreneurs pop up like mushrooms. But would you be game enough to start up an airline in 2020? Possibly not. But there are a few factors that could persuade you. Money is cheap these days. It has never been so affordable. That makes it an excellent time to borrow, in theory at least. Lenders might be looking for investment opportunities, but they're not in the business of throwing money away. Your proposed airline might look good on paper, but investors and lenders have traditionally been wary of the airline industry. In an era when capital-intensive airlines are mostly losing money hand over fist, you need to be a highly persuasive type to convince your average lender to pump money into a startup airline these days. But never say never. There are some arguments you could take to the negotiating table. It's not just money that's cheap. There are quite a few surplus aircraft on the market right now. Grounded airlines are busy handing back leased aircraft. You could maybe fire off an email to AerCap or Air Lease Corporation. If you'd prefer new aircraft, orders at both Airbus and Boeing are down and are expected to stay down for some time. They'd probably also welcome your phone call. Did you know that Boeing even has a dedicated unit to help intrepid entrepreneurs start up airlines? They have quite a handy section on their website for people with Willie Walsh-level dreams. Of course, it's really all about you buying a few shiny new Boeings. While this sounds all a bit pie in the sky, a few factors are working in the intrepid entrepreneur's favor. With so many airlines grounded and airports underutilized, a startup airline could begin on a high note by cherry-picking the traditionally juiciest routes. Instead of having to focus on skinny commuter flights in the Midwest, there's room to spare on usually lucrative East Coast routes. How established players like United or Delta respond is another issue. They'd probably ignore you for a while, too busy trying to stem their own financial bleed. Of course, this is easier said than done. While the financial pickings might be leaner running your startup out of Jefferson City Memorial Airport than, say, JFK, Jefferson City is probably also less of a headache. Naturally, you'll need staff. Fortunately, it's an employer's market right now in the airline industry. Once CARES Act funding winds up, there'll be tens of thousands of well-trained and experienced ex-airline employees on the market. You'll be able to pick up cabin crew, ground crew, and pilots in no time. Undoubtedly, your employees, their unions, the lenders, and the world in general will expect you to stay in the air for more than a week or two. In times like these, it's almost impossible to squeeze a profit from airlines, no matter how many green ticks there are in the business plan. Despite the availability of employees, cheap planes, and inexpensive financing, you'd have to be a brave person with a lot of money to launch an airline in 2020, certainly way beyond the intrepid entrepreneur stage, somewhere out in the realm of fearless or crazy brave. What do you think? Could an airline launched in 2020 ever be successful? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the Simple Flying channel and be sure to click the notification bell.